Beats craze.
You know?
Right, I feel you. Well, I'm calling one right now. Maybe this line will be a little better. And he go by the name of Guerrilla Hebrew. You ever heard of the Guerrilla Hebrew?
Yeah,
Shalom, my man. What you doing right now, brother? Hey, I'm on Skype right now, and I'm interviewing a brother from the continent. And the brother would like to know, he want to know, why do y'all hate so much, man? Can you call in Skype? Come on, do it right now. And you know, do it right now. Yeah, well, I got the Guerrilla Hebrew. Maybe he can deal with something. You know. Yeah, but I feel what you're saying, man, because we've been going through some of that too. But I kind of understand to a degree of how my people feel towards other people. See, we in this fight by ourselves in America. That's what I try to tell my people. We are in this fight by ourselves. We always fight for everybody, and nobody lifts a finger to help the black man here in America.
All right, peace, brother. How you doing?
I'm very good, brother. Peace.
This is just real Doctrine. I would like to know if the things that you have been hearing and seeing on the videos on Sinetta TV and Black News 101 from the Hebrew Israelites, have it caused you to have a disdain for them or a hatred for them, or do it cause you to want to understand more in depth of why they feel so much animosity towards the Africans, you know, in whatever shape, form, or fashion?
Okay. Yeah, first of all, I want to make it clear that I don't hate the Hebrew Israelites. I love them. They're my brothers. You know, there's no hate whatsoever. The reason I'm trying to inquire is to understand where it's coming from. I've heard the Hebrew Israelite calling us savages, you know, and dirty Africans, right in debates, you know, with polite, and I've heard other Hebrew Israelites on the corner, you know, of the streets of New York, you know, pretending that we had nothing to do with them, and, you know, calling all kinds of names. First of all, I'm going to repeat myself. I have no hatred from, you know, towards the Hebrew Israelite, man. I love them because they're simply my brother, and I believe we share the same struggle, man. You know, we're dealing with the same oppression, and, you know, we're dealing with the same liberation. If shit hits the fan, I'm not going to look at them like, hey, you're an Hebrew Israelite, you know. I'm going to join hand in hand and you know, do what needs to be done. But I keep hearing comments, you know, and words. For example, in polite debate, and other brothers on the corner of the street in New York, you know, Hebrew Israelite, calling us dirty Africans, savages, and all kinds of names. And I just want to understand, where is that coming from, you know?
Okay. Well, first and foremost, the first question I have for you before I address it is, what country are you from, brother?
I'm from Rwanda.
You're from Rwanda? Okay. Well, the thing is, when brothers say they hate the Africans, what that is it's kind of a distorted statement. What brothers mean is we hate the Hamites. You have to understand that our people are dispersed all over the place as Hebrew Israelites. A large population of our people are over there in Africa. You can go to Africa and find more Hebrew Israelites than you find in America. A lot of people don't know that.
Is that true, Brother Casa?
I can't speak on that because not on the part of the continent I'm from, which is Central
Yeah,
Africa.
Rwanda.
Yeah.
It's more so West Africa, Nigeria, Cameroon, all that area, West Africa, the Bida Benin area. You have a lot of so-called African people that identify themselves as Hebrew Israelites. Thousands of them that have communities and things of that nature. But what a resentment from the Hamitic people comes from is when you take a look at the Bible and you deal with the history before the so-called white man rose to power, when he was still in the caves, the people who oppressed the Hebrew Israelites were fellow melanated people of Hamitic descent. The Egyptians, the Cushites, the Babylonians, and different Canaanites and things of that nature. These are all what would be now known as so-called African people. Not all Africans fall under this category, but the generalization is that Africans are Hamitic, hence why you hear brothers say that. Now, I won't say I hate the African. I'll say I hate Hamitic people because really, truth be told, if you're not of the lineage of the Hebrew Israelites, I have resentment and hatred towards you based off the fact that you played in the downfall of our people. You understand what I'm saying? But that doesn't necessarily mean that every person in Africa is a Hamite and God hates every African, because that's not true. Like I said, you got the Limba that's over there in East Africa. They have a huge community over there in Kenya and elsewhere where they have proved actually by their DNA that they're Israelites, and things of that nature. So when brothers say they hate the African, really it's a distortion. Really, they really express a resentment toward the Hamites, which were our original oppressor before the white man oppressed.
So these fellow Hebrew Israelites that are in Africa right now, right? They have that same hatred towards the so-called Hamite you're speaking of.
I honestly can't speak to it. I know that there are, again, thousands of people in Africa, if not, over 1 million people in Africa that identify themselves as Hebrew Israelites. But as far as their actual belief system and structure, I'm not familiar with.
Now that's a good question.
Sorry, but I just wanna. I understand you're not familiar, but from what I just heard you say that hatred comes from the Bible, right? Because you were told in the Bible that the Hamitic people oppressed you, right? So there are those Hebrew Israelites in Africa are reading the same Bible that you're speaking of, right? Correct?
Yes.
And I'm pretty sure they're interpreting the same way you're interpreting. So if the Bible telling them that, the Hamite been oppressing them, therefore they should have the same hatred, right? Logically, don't you think?
I would say that, but at the same time, with the Bible, people read it and get different things out of it. So again, that's why I'm saying I can't honestly speak to it. I have heard of some types of tension between groups that identify themselves as Israelites and other groups in West Africa, but as far as a total all-out hatred for large general groups of people, I honestly, I just can't speak to it.
Because I believe, we should shine some light more on the fact that, these two, groups, which I'm not sure if they're really groups, but, the Hebrew Israelite and this Hamitic, if they're really two distinct groups. I'm pretty sure if you go back to these villages, in the mainland there, you'll find them working together and surviving together, you know what I mean? Fighting anger, fighting war, and, and poverty together without a distinction, whatever their faith might be. Now, the process of separation comes in from a foreigner, just like we see the Christians and the Muslims in some parts of Africa, and now that you mentioned, the Hebrew Israelite and the Hamites, right? So my point is this. Me as an African, you put me in that class, and I'm not even sure about what you're speaking of, a Hamite. What tribe is that? Because us in Africa don't make the distinction of Hamite or a Semite, or we go by tribe. You know what I mean? So when I'm here, you guys, man, you can use the, you're being precise, and I appreciate that, because you say now, it's Hamite. But unfortunately, until now, I never heard it. I thought I always heard the word African. So.
Yeah, and that's why I said, that's why I made sure to be precise, because it is kind of a distortion, and you know, sometimes brothers get carried away and understand why they do it, but I understand the need to be clear and precise about it. That's why now, especially in interacting with the conscious community, I've had to come and clear it up and watch my tongue and saying, well, no, it's directed towards the Hamitic African, the descendant of the Canaanites and the Mizraimites and the Cushites that oppressed us. You understand what I'm saying? More so.
Well, you know what? I have a question. Sorry to interrupt you. This is very interesting because you're talking about descendants, but you know you could be one of them, the descendant as well of the Cushite, right?
I mean, it's
because
possible.
you guys are. If you correct me if I'm wrong, but Hebrew Israelite is not a bloodline, right? So people can join.
No, it is. No. It is a bloodline, and that's the whole thing. People look at us as a religious group, but we're not a religious group. We're a national group, and we're a heritage that has a spiritual system.
So if I wanted to become, because I have a fellow friend of mine, he's Eritrean, and he wasn't born in the faith of Hebrew Israelite, but he's a Hebrew Israelite now.
Yo, I'm online.
So I could join the movement and become a Hebrew Israelite, but doesn't mean I share the blood, right?
There might be certain sects of Hebrew Israelites that would allow something like that to happen, but I know the particular ones that I'm most familiar with and that I deal with it myself. You can't just join it. You would have to be, a descendant of a group of people that fit the primary curses that are said to have befallen the Hebrew Israelites for you to be accepted as one of them. You just you like it so you can be in it.
Okay, I understand. So that means throughout history, since slavery and all of that, you guys had bookkeepers and elders who kept record of the bloodline and everybody, the succession.
Well, you had some of us, but the key things is in the scriptures it says that number one, that the Israelites primarily would lose their identity, they would fall away, they would go into slavery, and countless things would occur to them. They're predominantly documented in Deuteronomy, the 28th chapter, in which that befell the black and Hispanic men over here in the Americas, as well as people elsewhere. But based off the fact that we're here in America, we predominantly focus on the brothers that are here in America because that's the ones who we interact with on a day-to-day basis.
So Sarnetta is also a Hebrew Israelite because he went to the same stuff that you just described now.
Here's what I take. Sarnetta does not necessarily identify himself as a Hebrew Israelite, but according to us, Sarnetta is a Hebrew Israelite. There's nothing to do about it, whether he want to acknowledge or not what's going on in Israel.
Yeah,
whether he want to acknowledge it or not, that's our brother. That's a Hebrew Israelite. You see what I'm saying? Israel Doctrine. I mean, he's an Israelite. He professes that he's an Israelite, but even if he didn't, that's our brother. That's a Hebrew Israelite, regardless of what he believes.
Well, I thank you for that, man, because that just brought a point of clarity that I never understood before, and now I can more understand the conflict with the Africans, So
okay, let me bring in Israel Doctrine, brother Israel Doctrine. Do you feel the same way as the Guerrilla Hebrew brother?
No, not really. I have a different point of view than.
What is your take? What is your take? What is your take on the Africans, brother?
Well, my take on the Africans are. At the end of the day, in Egypt, when we came out, it was a mixed multitude that came out with us. And God took care of them in the wilderness just like he took care of the physical seed of Jacob, meaning he would take care of anybody that's willing to sojourn with Israel. It's one law for Israel and the stranger.
Do you teach hatred for the African?
No, I don't teach hatred for anyone. Jesus said, love thy enemy. So if I go with Jesus or Yahshua, Yehoshua, whichever name one used, being an Israelite, he said, love thy enemy. That would go straight against his teachings.
Now, that would be foolish to love your enemy, to even teach our babies out there to love your enemy. See, this is the stuff that I love you, brother Israel Doctrine, because you show nothing but love and respect to me, and I have to do the same for you. Even though I disagree with you on loving your enemy, I will never teach my children to love their enemy, brother. That part of the teaching, we have to do away with that. Let me ask the Guerrilla Hebrew. Do he understand the Bible correctly when he's reading it, brother, when he comes to that part?
When it comes to that part, no. And here's why I'll explain. First, I'm going to go to out of the word of who the world called Christ's mouth in Luke 19:27, right? He says this, but those my enemies, which would not that I should reign over them, bring hither and slay them before me. So he's saying to love the enemies, but Christ in another instance says to bring his enemies before him and put them to death. So what we have to understand is we have to contextualize who our enemies are in these two various ordeals, right? Now, when you're dealing with the Beatitudes and the Lord is telling you to be kind and turn the other cheek to your brother, things of that nature, what it's dealing with is amongst our own people, we have enemies. You understand what I'm saying? Sonetta, you might have a brother, he's your brother, but y'all have a conflict of interest, and y'all looking at each other some type of way, y'all have animosity towards each other. And that's where you apply love thy enemies. But when you deal with outside of your people, the people who are dead set on exterminating your people, you don't love them people. That's counterproductive. And God himself reiterates hatred for groups of people in the Old and the New Testament. So what we have to deal with is contextualizing what he's meaning and who he's directing these statements to in the different instances.
Okay.
Can we say the Egyptians was Israel's enemy? They had them in bondage. Some of them most definitely oppressed. Some of them most definitely oppressed them, but some of them even had intermarried into Israel, so on and so forth. And when they came out, Israel was co-created by the Egyptians. I mean, when you deal with the 70 souls going into Egypt, those Israelite men had to take Egyptian women as wives to create the nation of Israel.
All right, time out, brothers. Time out.
Can I just interfere here for a second?
Hold up, one minute. First, I want to say this because a brother said that Brother Sarnetta got to mature. He got to stop hating the Africans. Number one, let me say this for the record. I do not hate the Africans. What I dislike, and see, y'all get it twisted when I say, like, for example, they can never be critiqued. If I critique them, then I'm wrong. I'm a hater of the Africans. Why the hell you doing that, Sarnetta? You see the mindset of our people? The mindset of our people. It's all right for us to talk shit about each other, but the minute I criticize an African or a Jamaican or a Haitian, I'm wrong. Oh, man, how you going to do that, Sarnetta? Those are our people. You can't criticize. You know what I'm saying? That's the foolishness of our people. We can criticize everybody. I'm being criticized by African people, you know, by our brothers and sisters on the continent. What I'm saying is I don't hate the Africans, brother. I'm simply saying that we need to get working with each other. I don't see no working with each other. I don't see them showing the love that we show love to. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm talking about.
I totally agree, and the message is sent, and like we said earlier, the first step is to reach out. So you just did that, You just reach out, and then we'll see where it goes. Right.
And that's. Can I say this?
I just want to mention this,
Hold up.
if you guys don't mind, brothers.
Yeah.
I hear you guys are going back and forth on Egypt, and I appreciate that. But if you want to talk about
who's doing that? Y'all hear that sound?
It's not me.
Oh.
Not me.
Oh, okay. Go ahead.
Yeah. So if you can hear let's talk about the present moment right now. I'm an African, man, and I love you, brothers. I never met you, but just for the simple fact that we share the same struggle and we can relate, I have love for you. You know what I mean? So when shit hits the fan, or even before shit hits the fan, if I need your assistance and if you need my assistance, I would like to be able to collaborate and not let this, so-called history from 2,000 years ago stop us from doing what we need to be done. Because we have a common oppressor. That is no denial. You know what I mean? Where I am on this earth. So I would like to see that, that part just thrown away.
You can have a hand of friendship here, brother. I will reach out my hand to you because I don't have a problem with you. I only have a problem with wicked people. People that are wicked and willing to take blood. Those are the ones I have a problem with.
So there we go. That's it. The next time, then it should be about wicked people. It shouldn't be the African, the dirty African. It should be the dirty wicked people, right? The savage wicked people. Because
Let me ask you this question, my brother Casa. Where did the word Africa come from? Because we know that that's not an original name. We know some people say that Africa come from the white man. Do you have any knowledge on that, brother?
Man, like I say, I'm on that knowledge. I'm just like you. I've heard so many different stories, but I can tell this much coming from an African who, whose bloodline is truly from the continent, in my own language, and no one knows anything about Africa. You know what I mean? We don't. There's no word to say it to mean Africa, and there was no word to describe the continent overall anywhere. You know what I mean? So
yeah, I always tell people that too. That really the whole concept of Africa. That's why I won't even necessarily say I technically hate the Africa. Some people can argue that Israel's in Africa. The whole concept of Africa, I don't even believe in. You know what I'm saying? These are several countries with several different tribal identifications and diverse people who are of color, the original men.
Yeah, like if you were to talk to my forefathers, you know, they will break it down to you about, you know, the different land and the different tribe, you know, bordering their kingdom. But that's about it. But as far as making a large statement about the whole continent,
I would like to deal with the issue that you say you have a Hebrew Israelite in the house with you over there, brother.
He's not with me in the house here, but he's a good friend of mine. I roll with him. I've been with him for, you know, several years.
Where he's from?
He's from Eritrea, you know, which is by, you know, the border of Ethiopia.
Eritrea. Yeah.
Well, let me ask you.
San Diego is a lot of them out here.
Let me ask you, Guerrilla Hebrew. If there was an African that come to you, and he want to become a member of your organization, and he's speaking the word, he know the Bible, he teaching hard, will he be able to become a member in your group, in your organization?
I had a Nigerian brother in my camp.
Okay.
I had him. Now, he lost the faith. He still believed in Israel, but basically he was scared to bang on the beast in his face. So, you know, we had to X him out. But I still believe he was a Hebrew. It's like Nigerian. I know camp brothers from Ghana. Because, look, we have to understand, we all came from West Africa. My family's from Haiti, which means my family came from Benin and Togo, that region, you know, in West Africa. So if a brother from Benin walked up to me, how am I going to deny him when before I was over here, I was over there with him? He just happened to not get on the boat with us. You understand what I'm saying? So, you know, if a brother is from the continent and, you know, his spirit is bearing witness with the fact that he's an Israelite and he really believes in it, you know what I'm saying? Then deny him, you understand what I'm saying? And that's the thing too, because the scriptures say we scatter throughout the four corners of the earth. So when you see us with that 12 tribe sign, that's identifying the primary identity of the Israelites in this hemisphere. But that doesn't mean the Israelites are only limited to that 12 tribe sign. We all over the place, you know, especially in Africa.
Let me ask you this, brother Israel Doctrine. You know, Brother Polite and Dr. Ali Muhammad is getting ready to get in the ring next week. What is your take on that, man? I mean, who you like in that?
Well, I take Polite due to the fact that he's going to show pretty much that what Ali be talking about is a lot of garbage at the end of the day. As Lord Abel like to say, the myth making. He like to make up a lot of stuff. You know, to say that the Quran came before the Bible is like cuckoo. You know, everybody that study history know that. And we know that the characters that in the Bible is also in the Quran. For us, I know it comes from Ishmael, his sons, the Arabs. And you know, I think Polite will do a good job in showing that, you know, Ali will say he the only one can teach you about Islam. You know, he the only one that got the evidence and stuff. But if it's that secret and it's that closed up, how did he get it? Somebody had to have it before him. So he's a lie. Somebody else has the information also.
Okay. Let me ask you, Brother Guerrilla Hebrew, what do you think the outcome going to be on that debate?
I think Ali going to get with him, and here's why. Now, at first, I was highly doubting Ali Muhammad, especially after the situation with ISUPK. You know, I was looking at Ali some type of way. But after I viewed the weigh-in, I understood that Ali Muhammad is going to do a marvelous work against Polite. Based off the fact that Polite has no idea what type of information and the amount of information Ali Muhammad is going to bring to substantiate the things that he's saying. I believe that Polite, if he was debating any other Muslim, would be able to mop the floor with him, any traditional Muslim or any Nation of Islam Muslim. But against Ali Muhammad has, now I wouldn't necessarily say everything Ali Muhammad says is the truth, but I would say that he doesn't say anything without having substantial evidence to back it up. You know, and he's one of the few brothers outside of myself that I've seen that can actually substantiate the existence of biblical characters. Like when certain brothers say, oh, how do we know this guy exists? This guy exists. Well, I know how to point you to the tombs. He knows how to do the same thing. He's alluded to it, though he hasn't produced the evidence. I know he knows how to allude to it because I know how to allude to it. So, you know, Ali is he's going to do something real special, and also has to do with the fact that he was humble enough to acknowledge the Creator first and foremost. I believe that the Creator is definitely going to work with him and use him to get at polite in this upcoming debate.
Okay, my brother Casa, what is your take on it?
Man, this is one of them debate, like, it's kind of hard to say how it's going to turn out, but, like, I'm really excited about it just for the simple fact that I agree, like, with the brother that Dr. Ali has a huge amount of research behind him, and when he speaks, he even makes the audience go out and research further. Now, Polite, I feel is the only brother who can stand up to him and try to see, bring up, other points. So, really, what I'm excited about is I want to see, because to me, Dr. Ali feels like he's undefeated. You know what I mean?
Right.
And I want to see what Polite can bring on the table to kind of, even make Dr. Ali, step down and slow his roll, because that's where and I don't know. So far, I'm really doubting that he'll come up with something unless it's a big surprise. So.
Well, what makes this one great is because we're gonna have our elders involved in this, like. Yeah. Professor James Smalls. You ever heard of Professor James Smalls, Brother Casa?
Of course, I've heard of him.
Okay, we're going to have Professor James Smalls, Brother Kaba, Dr. Ray Hagan, Queen of Four, Africa Bambaataa. We got a judge's table on this round here. So this is going to be real good. Both of these brothers right now, as I speak, is in the laboratory. And this is why I love debates, because it makes the individual go and dig up research that they never did. Now they motivated to try to bring something to the table. That's what a lot of people out there is failing to realize. They doing the research for you. All you got to do when they bring it on board, just go and fact check it. You understand what I'm saying? Just go and see, well, let me go and look that up, see if he's right. So they making a lot of the research easier for you, family out there. And that's what I love this. I love this type of shit right here.
I mean,
you know what I'm saying? Yes, brother.
See, this is why I'm saying what I'm saying, because I believe if Ali said he only have the information and the panel has never heard it and he cannot convince them that that information is good, then he gonna have a bad chance to impress them with new information that they never heard before.
Yeah,
I think that might be a downfall. That might be a crippling blow.
Mm-hmm. I would say that he speak with enough authority and conviction to especially to convince a non-biased, because you got to understand, the judges have to be totally non-biased. If you're totally non-biased, you can't have reservations about the information. You know what I'm saying? If he presents the information in a way that makes it look better than polite, then I mean, even if you go and fact check that information and it's not adding up all the way, it's about on that day who rises to the occasion the most. You know what I'm saying? That's what it's about. You know what I mean?
Now check this out. This is to show you. A lot of people say, Brother Sarnetta, he's just gonna go one way. He's gonna ride with the Egyptian people. No, that's not real. I'm gonna tell you, if my man Shaw from AOC was to debate Ali Muhammad, polite, I'm rolling with Shaw all the way. This is what I'm trying to tell you. So that right there show you that I'm not biased. I'm dealing with the information and the facts because I know how Shaw puts in that work. And he is versatile in ancient Kemetic study, the Bible, Islam. See, y'all don't know him like I know him. I live here amongst him. I be out there on the street. I got some footage I ain't even put up yet. If I was to put that footage up, y'all be surprised. I got stuff that I ain't even put up yet. This dude Shaw from AOC, I think, is the strongest Hebrew out here in New York City. There, I said it. Yes, he's stronger than ISUPK. Yes, he's stronger than my brother Tazariot. He's a beast. He's one of the elders out here. You know what I'm saying? And I'm going to really show some work where he putting in that work. I've seen him. Hold up. He don't just talk the talk. I seen him knock crackers out on 40-something Street. All right? I seen it. When them crackers was disrespectful, I seen how he came from behind his crew, told his boys to stay right there, and went over there and knocked crackers out. I seen where white boys would throw a quarter and hit Zabak, where Zabak walked up on him and smacked him dead in his face in front of the police down the block because he was defending himself. See, so y'all can say what y'all want to say about the Hebrew Israelites, I seen them put that work in.
Hey, and so
Go ahead, brother.
My camp, we was on World Star knocking out 2 crackers, and the police came and locked the crackers up, man.
I would like to ask a question to Sanel. Have you heard about pretty much the 3 big names in Chicago? I know ISUPK done came now. I done dealt with some GMS people from Chicago. They was on 87th Street. It's some, other people coming in there, but the 3 major camps is the Israel of God, the House of Jacob, and the Church of Israel. Now, they all on Facebook. They all on YouTube, too. And I don't think a lot of people know about them. That's the same thing when people say things about me. They don't understand that those 3 camps, I come up out of those camps and dealing with them. And so, therefore, if you don't know about them, you don't understand most of the stuff I'm saying. And I would like just to give them a little small shout out so people can go on YouTube and see the House of Jacob, the Israel of God, and the Church of Israel out of Chicago.
Straight up, brother. I just have one thing I'd like to mention, and that always baffles me and my fellow brothers out here is that, when we hear all these discussions, whether it's about Islam and the Hebrew Israelite, or, it seems like you guys trying to reference to the history of Africa as if it was a movement that was already back in Africa. We have Dr. Ali Muhammad, who's now proclaiming that, Islam was actually a black movement that was started by Africans or black people, trying to free themselves from an oppressive regime. And you guys are saying that, you have your roots not, really in Africa, but, somewhere, around there. But now you have also Africans that's Hebrew Israelite in their community. So I just want to say, like, for me, I'm a fellow African, and I'm come from the heart of Africa, literally, Rwanda. You can look it up. It's like right in the middle. And from where I'm from and the area surrounded, we never heard about Islam. We never heard about, the Torah, the Bible until 100 years ago. Literally in 1896. Look it up. It's the first time the invader came in and brought the Bible first.
Go ahead. Teach, brother.
Sorry?
I said teach.
Before that, we had no knowledge whatsoever of all these discussions you guys are having. Now, it could be fair if you mention that, all this part of history is predominant in one region around the Mediterranean. I will respect that. And maybe later on influence towards West Africa. But if you go towards the sub-Saharan, like way below, like Congo and Zimbabwe, Mozambique, Botswana, like literally 100 to 200 years maximum. We didn't know anything about any of these doctrines. And I want to know, we are your fellow brothers. You know what I mean? So how can you guys profess that this doctrine, whether it's Islam or Israel, is worldwide and is a global thing for our black people, when, maybe 60 to 70% of the so-called black people 200 years ago didn't know anything about any of those doctrines globally?
Wow, that's powerful right there, brother. I mean, I think you might be ready to get in the ring, man.
I don't want to get in the ring. I just want to,
Yeah. No, but
what I'll say is though that as far as from our perspective, from my personal perspective, as opposed to Israel Doctrine's personal perspective of the Hebrew Israelite, it's not for everybody. You know what I'm saying? So especially like you said, it was definitely around the Mediterranean, Northern Africa, into Western Africa and parts of Eastern Africa, dealing with Ethiopia, Eritrea, Somalia, Kenya. But outside of those regions, I couldn't attest to it being there and existing there before colonial times, before the French and the English and the German started running and ransacking the rest of Africa. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. So what would you call those brothers, though? What would you say? What's their place in your Bible? Because I know you don't use historic books. Well, you're right.
No, we do. We definitely use historical. We definitely use history and science. But you gotta understand, history and science is often like the Bible. It's left up unto interpretation, and you have different historians and different scientists, different things about the same matter. So it's just we don't always go to conventional history and so-called conventional science to substantiate the claims. But what I say is this: I say the majority of the brothers is Hamitic people. But we also have to contextualize this. When you deal in the Bible, you deal with 18 nations, right? There's 18 nations on the planet Earth. And you have, from our perspective, you have the Edomites and the Israelites are the main characters of the story. the Edomites being the so-called white people. Even though we have a disdain for all the rest of the nations as well, we understand that basically our aim is to regain dominion over the earth and put the white man on the bottom where he belongs. And
But
put
didn't
every
you ever have
put.
dominion over the earth in the first place? No?
You said what? No, well, actually, you're right. Not regain dominion, because the Israelites never had dominion over the earth.
Exactly.
Let's get that straight too.
Yeah.
Never. So actually, to gain dominion over, because you have to understand how God works, right? God, the Most High God, He gives everybody their shot at running the show. Everybody has got their shot at running the show, but He's saving, as they call it, best for last. His people for the last and final rule of the earth. That's the idea. So when we get the dominion of the earth, we're going to put that white man on the absolute bottom, and everybody's going to be over him. There's even scriptures that say, "You shall fly on the shoulders of the Philistines," really referring to we're going to be working with Hamitic people. This is also what we got to contextualize this hate thing. We mad at everybody right now, right? But once we get our dominion, we're not going to do like the white man and just be drunk with power and just be raping, robbing, and murdering everybody. We're going to focus the majority of our frustration on that white man. But you're going to have the African man, even Asian people, Middle Eastern people, East Indian people. They're going to actually enjoy our kingdom more than this kingdom, based off the fact that we're ruling in righteousness. The Bible says in Proverbs, right, when the righteous are in power, the earth rejoiceth. So when Israel is given dominion, the whole earth is going to rejoice, and everybody's going to be happy that this devil done went down. Because the devil don't do, what does the white man do? He go around the whole earth and destroy it, like the brother Israel Doctrine was alluding to the other day on the live stream. He is an enemy to the planet Earth itself. The scriptures allude to the earth itself rejoicing at this white man going down. So we got to remember that as well. Yes, we mad, and yes, we have disdain for all these people, but at the same time, the primary focus is always going to be the white man.
Okay.
Yeah, like me and Guerrilla, Sanetta, you might want to have us on here and have a good discussion one day, back and forth. Not a debate, but a discussion between two different Israelite mindsets, because we do have two different mindsets, and that will give people a view of all the mindsets. Ours might not be the only two, but we are two out of the many. So most people haven't had a chance to sit down and hear to really reflect on your show, I believe. I know you said you was gonna have Nazi and Tazariak and.
Well, let me say this, and I'm glad you just brought that back up. I spoke to Tazariak today. I spoke to Nazi yesterday, and we are going to get that in. It's we are working around Nazi's time, because Nazi is from Atlanta, so we working around his schedule and when he can make it into New York. So I spoke with the brother yesterday, and he assured that he will be into town, I think, next week. That's what he said. So Tazariak can't wait. He ready to get it in. When are you, Guerrilla Hebrew, going to make a trip and take a trip down here, man? Because let me tell you, ISUPK got something going on. I think they got a cookout at Marcus Garvey Park on the 124th Street. And all the Hebrews are invited. So, I'm going to be up in there. It's going to be powerful, man. I mean, when are you going to make your trip, brother?
Man, I need to make a trip, man. I need to make a trip. You need to give me a debate out there, man. Nazi trying to get me down there today. I said, man, so I got to get me out to New York next. You know what I'm saying?
The best, you need to debate, brother, Israel Doctrine right now. That's what you need to debate. Y'all two got to get it in, yeah. Because y'all got two perspectives on the Bible. How could the people take any of you serious, right? And he's saying one thing in the Bible, then you saying another thing. Nah, this is what it means. And man, we got to really iron the differences out and see who can really bring the facts.
Go ahead.
What one failed to realize is we've been around different debate scenes and different stuff. I don't know why it never came about, but we have been in different places. We have dealt with debating other Israelites about different topics and things of that nature. It's just the fact that Sanetta TV haven't had two Israelites really debate each other, because we have been dealing with this out-of-house situation more than in-house situation. So we haven't been dealing with each other to say, brother, I hear what you're saying, but what you're saying is offending the people and causing a problem. But if what I'm saying offending the people, or what they're saying is offending the people. So either way it go, we all claiming to be Israelites, which brings about animosity towards one or the other based upon our doctrinal differences.
I can't talk now.
So we're going to clean up house with each other eventually. But right now we just had, I believe we done had a truth. We haven't been dealing with in-house stuff for Israel and Israel. But eventually it's going to have to happen, you know, as we take out all the other people.
Go ahead.
As we take out all the other people, then we're going to have to deal with each other. This is the thing that you hear on Tribal War with Nas and Damian Marley. You know, when he said we go against the nation, then we go against the clan, then we go against the family, then it's me and my brother, now we got to go against each other. So that's the same thing. It's tribal war, and amongst Israel you have 12 tribes, or you have different tribes. So eventually the tribes is going to have to, you know, stand up against each other and put people in their proper perspective.
Okay, let me first say this to the African brother. We need to commend this brother for even coming on. This is a young African brother that's ready to share perspectives with us, and I think this is another African brother that just called me. Peace, my brother. What's happening with you? Hold on, I'm gonna get back to you, Casa. What's up, my brother? Do you hear me? What's up, my brother? You got that cigarette in your hand. I'm looking right at you. What's happening? There you go. Put the headphones in your ear. You hear me now? Yeah, we can't hear you. I can hear you loud and clear.
Oh, what's going on, Sai? What's going on, Israel? What's going on, Guerrilla? What's up, Casa?
Where you calling from, brother?
Oh, this Scotty, man. You remember last time we had a debate? Not really a debate, but we had an open discussion and with about Islam and Bashir. I got my hair all.
Okay.
Yeah, he got his hair wrapped up. He got the braids. That's Scotty.
All right. Let me finish saying to Brother Casa, man. I hope this won't be the last time, brother. You feel free. You family, call in, get with us. Get with some of the people that's on your end and let them call in so we can chop it up and build. That's how we can start this relationship off all over again, where the people can see this. I'm trying to get my brother Aubrey 44 in the building because I know he got a lot to say. This brother's definitely highly intelligent. Brother Aubrey 44, my brother Reggie. Reggie, I got to get Reggie. If you ain't got no Skype, Reggie, I have one for you. I have let me see, where is that? I got a webcam for my brother Reggie if he need it. That's where he could just download Skype. You hear me, Reggie? I got a webcam for you, Reggie. You ain't got to pay me nothing for it. Hold up. You ain't got to pay me nothing for it, Reggie. It's a donation from the House of Consciousnness because the people need you on here with this powerful information. All right? So I got one for you.
Man. Shout out to him, man.
Yes. Okay, so as I was saying, is we need the brother to call in some more, and just hit me up. You got my number now, man.
I do, and I just want to mention one thing, man. I just want to say, let's walk out of here knowing that this is a global, a global movement. You know what I mean? Like you connecting with me from like miles and miles away, and you connecting with brothers all over the world. And let's walk out of here knowing, man, that we face a common enemy, man, and that's the bottom line. Regardless of the history, regardless of whatever, man, we face a common enemy, we face a common struggle on a daily basis, man. And
white supremacy is global.
Yeah, I never met you brothers, man, but hey, just speaking to you for a minute, I can already tell, and you can already tell as well, and that's what's enough,
Okay.
So maybe moving forward in a message we give, not so much for me, but from you guys, because you guys are leaders and able to touch more people than I do and influence more minds than I do. Let's be mindful of what we say, and let's call what it is, and not generalize, man, because you might generalize and it might just take, an asset or a brother away from you that you could have used in a later time or that could have used you,
Peace, that's true. That's real talk. And I want to say to my people out there, if you're not going to be able to make the Phil Valentine lecture this Sunday, you already know what you got to do. Go and support your brother Sarnetta. Go to www.townzonetv.com, punch in the title, Sonetta TV, and it's going to take you right to the page and handle your business, family. Help me to help you. And I would love to do these joints right here for free. You know what I'm saying, Hebrew? But see, think about this. If all our people out there was to just donate $1, that take the stress from everybody. Because look, I got, hold on. I got damn near a lot of subscribers on my YouTube channels, brother. So let's say if you donate $1, just $1 to Brother Sonetta, man, I could be bringing this shit for free every time. The field lecture, the polite lecture, I would love to do that. But I got a family I got to take care of. I got bills I got to, hold on, brother, relax. I'm going to let you talk. Let me get this out. I got a family that I got to take care of. I got children I got to feed. I don't work for the white man, and I don't knock those who do. I haven't worked for the white man for damn near 10 years now. You know, and I've been in the spirit of the ancestors have blessed me to be this successful thus far. So I'm going to keep running with that. And all I'm asking my people, you ain't got to give me shit. Don't give me nothing. If you don't want to, go on in and support and get the DVD. If you don't want to, you know, donate like that, get a DVD. I'll send it to you. You know, yeah. So I just wanted to say that to my people. We got the field coming up. That's going to be off the chain. And we got polite following it the next week. That's going to be off the chain. So handle y'all business, do what y'all do. And I'm going to continue on bringing this information for free. Now, one last thing I'm going to let you go, Israel. If I can't get the support, I would love to bring you the Tazoriak, the Nasi, and I mean, Guerrilla Hebrew too. We got to get the Guerrilla in the building too. Can you imagine if we have all these groups? I'm going up into the joint where it's going to be a lot of the Hebrews in different camps. I want to bring that to y'all live, free for our people. So all I'm saying is help me to help you. Otherwise, I got to keep doing what I got to do to put food on my table and pay my bills. And if you're going to hate me for that, fuck you. That's all I want to say. Let the shoe fit, man. Peace and black power. Go ahead. Go ahead. All right. Hold on, Brother Casa. You out, Brother Casa?
Yeah, I'm out.
All right. Peace, my brother. Thank you for coming on, man. Much love to you.
All right. Much love to you.
Brother Casa.
For sure, brother. Peace to you, man. Talk to you soon. Peace.
All right. All right. Yes, go ahead, brother.
This is what you got to do. You got to sell commercial time. All these black businesses can get on through Sonetta TV. All they got to do is send you a small commercial and you can play it instead of playing the other commercials that come up on your thing. They can get their face time on you, and they making money because they're a black business, so they can share money with you as well as you share that space and time on your videos. And then that way you got sponsors now, and that'll help because these people making money. Some of the people that listen to this and watch this stuff are making money. They probably just on welfare, this, that, and the other. But right. They love the information. But the people that got businesses, like the Brother Redfield, they selling them shirts and stuff. I mean, you're putting it on and you're showing the people that. Then all you got to do is, kick a little something back for the commercial. The people with the gels and all the butters and the deodorant and stuff, they need some TV time. So you the man, you got the TV time. Now all you got to do is, give them a little slot for a little something.
Yeah.
And one hand watch the other.
I got you. I'm feeling you on that. We got something powerful coming up, me and Brother Sutek. And stand clear for that. Sutek got something powerful coming up. And when he come this time, y'all going to see what it is. All right? So the brother got some product. We got some product, really. And we're going to show the people what it is. It's a powerful product that we're going to bring out, me and Brother Sutek. And it's for the men. But we got women products, too. This is going to be off the chain. Now, if you would like to make that donation, you could go to Sonetta's. Y'all know my YouTube channel. I mean, not YouTube. You know my website, www.houseofconsciousness.com. And consciousness is spelled with the K. All right? Not with the C. .com. Just like you see it right there, www.houseofconsciousness.com. And just click on the donating button. Donate $5 or $10 to your brother so he continue doing this work and bringing this information to the people. All right, let's hear from our new brother that just got into the conversation. See what's on his heart and mind. What's up, my man?
What's going on?
Talk to us.
I just want to say about all these different ideologies. It just seems like there's a lot of confusion as far as everybody believes in one thing and the other, and we do have a common ground. We all got a common enemy, common threat, and I don't think it's as complicated as we really make it. It's to me, it's a very simple solution. As far as us just having some kind of we gotta agree on something. You know, as long as we got all these different ideologies and belief systems, we ain't ever gonna agree on anything. We gotta have some type of foundational, point that we all know that we can unite on. One front, one basic front. And from that, like I said this prior, and we were talking about money and stuff. I've done a lot of research on currency and stuff, and I even said this to you, like maybe money is the issue, is the problem. Because we don't necessarily, a lot of people think that we need money, like the green, the FRNs and stuff that we carry in our pockets. But if you think about it, all we need is to be able to agree to work for one another in order to build. That's really it. There's nothing else to it. If we can agree, if I can make an agreement with you, you may have a skill, I may have a skill. If I can agree with you that I'll work for you, if you work for me, and we offer each other what each one of us have, and we can that will generate wealth in itself. That will generate wealth in itself because everybody has something to offer, and we all in agreement to work for one another. And and we got people that are good with construction, people that know how to do computer graphics, all these different skill sets. If we all to just say, yeah, let's just work for one another. That'll end most of the problems.
Well, that's what I was just trying to say about the. That's what I was just trying to say about the network. And see, our community don't know how to network. We're on Facebook with each other. We talk to each other, this and that, and we all got skills like you're saying. But no one say, Carl, do you do graphics? Carl, do you make beats? Or Israel Doctrine, as y'all know me. I make beats. I do graphics. I do this. Guerrilla, he will do it too. He do it for his videos and stuff. I don't know what you do. So I never got a page where if we made a video or a product, he can put it up. We can pay him a little something to put it up, and that'll help defer the cost in other places and stuff. So everybody's out here talking about their revolutionary and business minded and stuff, and like Polite and Ali gonna be dealing with the economics and stuff. They feel how to back in the day we had the barter system. We used to be sharecroppers, meaning we shared and working in each other's fields. You got 5 boys, I got 2. We take all our children, go in the field together, work that field, get it out the way, then we go work your field. These things we used to know because our elders used to tell us and teach us this. But when everybody went to the city and everything was industry like, building the cars, this and that, no longer working hand to hand in the field, then we lost that knowledge.
Check this out, right? The greatest trick, one of the greatest tricks that white man put on us and miseducating us is to make us believe that we don't need no money. And guess what? It's coming from the so-called conscious groups that's out there. Right. It's the so-called conscious. No, not you, brother. Brother, I'm not talking about you, brother. See, I think I'm probably hitting something here because you're taking it personal. I'm not talking about you. What I'm seeing is coming from the so-called conscious people in the community, whereas though we don't need money. Money is the white man tool. See, he fooled you into believing that. Without no money, you ain't got no movement, family. You can say what you want to say. Without no money, you ain't putting no food on the table, family, unless you growing your own food. If you in the woods and you growing your own food, shit, I'm in a goddamn city. I'm living in a city. I'm living in a capitalist society right here out here in America. So I'm living on the real world. I'm not going to play games with it. I'm not going to let a lot of you Negroes out there tell me, oh, Sarnetta just doing this for money. I'm not just doing it for money, although I need support in helping me raise my family. I would be a fool to say I'm not doing this for money because I am. I'm doing it to get some finances on the table, and I'm also doing it to bring this knowledge and inspiration to the world. All right? So it's not just the money, but you need money to do what I'm doing. Otherwise, I wouldn't be able to bring in Phil Valentine. I wouldn't be able to bring in this debate that we're doing right now if it wasn't for some money. See, that's the part y'all don't understand. It costs. If I want to, man, I could. Let me show y'all something. Even though I don't have to, but I'm gonna do it anyway, just to show you something. I don't have to do it. Oh shit, where's my receipt? Hold on. I'm looking for my receipt. God damn. I just paid anyway. I just paid for the hall for the debate with Ali Muhammad and Brother Polite. $1,400, family. They not going up in there. That man ain't trying to hear that free shit. You see what I'm saying? So we can talk all that free stuff we want to. And I know it's coming from a lot of people that's guaranteed checks at the end of the month. You know, they guarantee the check at the end of the week because they working. But we talking about brothers like me, brothers like the other brothers out there that's entrepreneurs. We're not guaranteed to get a check at the end of the week. We got to hope our people come through and support us. You see? That's what we got to hope on. So go ahead, say what y'all want to say after that.
What I wanted to say real quick is, as far as, you know, they saying we don't need money. As far as we can work to get into a place where we don't need money. But as of right now, we need money to get to that. Before we get a field to share crowd, before we have a building to where we can do our own events, we need some money. You know what I'm saying? So as of right now, we need money, and we need to be thinking about the best way to recycle the black dollar and practice, you know, black economics. You know what I'm saying? And the more we do that, the more wealth we bring to our people, and the closer we get. You know
what's funny? You know what's funny? We always say that when it got to deal with something that's going to help us mentally. Whenever we're dealing with information and knowledge, that's when we don't need money. This should have been for free. But meanwhile, Jay-Z is holding concerts for $200 to get in the front row, and Negroes run to the seat to get in the front row. Eminem, hold on. Eminem could come to the Apollo and call every black woman the bitch, the B word, and they running in there to hear Eminem call him a bitch or Snoop call him a bitch, and they paying all this money. The minute we come up with something, you see, that's the crazy shit part about it. You know, the white man charging you all this money to miseducate you, but we want to give you a little something to shape and mold your mind on some real shit, and we don't need to pay for it. We got to give it to you for free. Goddamn, the DVDs cost money. The time that you put in, that's money. Time is money. I guarantee, I tell you what, I give everybody in the building a free DVD, but you got to do something too. You got to go to work for free. Tell your white man, yo, don't worry about it. I'm here for free. Don't pay me my check this month because I'm doing this for free. I bet you won't do that. But you'll tell Brother Sarnetta and the rest of us out there to go out there and we need to do it for free. That's some crazy shit right there. Think about that, family. Go ahead, my brother.
I was gonna say I got what you're saying. I'm not saying nothing about like the current situation, just like Brother Guerrilla was just talking about. What I'm trying to pose here is there's like this matrix kind of like idea that's been put into our people's mind to make us think that we need a certain thing and able to be able to function. That's what I'm trying to expose it. And all I'm saying is that we don't necessarily need what we have like right now in order to be, you know, standing upright type people, you know. And that's all I was saying. But no, I got what you're saying. Yeah, of course, the current condition. Yeah, you need certain things to, you know, maintain your living condition. I understand all that, but when it really comes down to it, the substance of our life is us. Every one of us. We are the energy. We are the money that we talk about. We provide those skills. We are the ones that empower this entire country with our skills. So technically, we are the money. So that's all I'm saying, bro.
I got you.
I understand what you're talking about.
I got you, brother. What's the next topic, man? Hey, what did you think about what the African brother said? I know he dropped some shit when he told you what he said about 1,000 years ago.
No,
100. Oh, check it out. He said 100 years ago they didn't know about no Quran. They didn't know nothing about no Bible. You know, what do y'all think about that? That's what we've been saying for a long time, that the white man brought these books on the planet. What is your take on that, man?
Now, Sarnetta, you got us. I've been telling you about my lecture. My lecture, did the white man give us the Bible? See, that's the thing now. In Central and South Africa, It might have not been there, but I could show historical evidence of going way back of it being in North and West Africa while we was there and still being there. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, it's a really interesting lecture. I suggest everybody check it out. Did the White Man Give Us the Bible? Take a look at the historical effects of the Bible on us during slavery. You understand what I'm saying?
And the Bible itself is nothing but another mystery system. It's another mystery system, and most people don't understand it because it's mysterious to them. They must be initiated into it. Until you are initiative in it and go through the steps, you'll know nothing about it. And that's what all Israelites do. Israelites born, and as I would say, any that's adopted into the family that is willing to sojourn.
Try that, man.
Go ahead, brother.
Would you believe me if I told you that I could prove that no one within this Americas that are of copper complexion have their own mind? Would you believe me? I could prove that none of us have that. Would you believe me if I said that?
No, I wouldn't believe you. I will agree with you.
Did you agree with me?
You damn right I agree with you on that. Hell yeah.
Cool. Anybody else? Y'all, any takers? Because I could prove one state. You got your own mind to prove it. Whose language are you speaking?
White man.
So, there it is.
But I know that though. Yeah, brother, I agree with you.
So
that's it, man. But,
let's reason right quick. So if you spoke an African language, that would mean that you have your own mind.
Your own language. That's my point.
If you made up your own language, who would you communicate with?
Malachi York didn't he?
Yeah. He created some new Wapo language.
Yeah, I understand that. Polite said he got a new language, right? But I'm just saying, if you make up a new language, who would you communicate with? You would have to teach them, meaning you have your own mind, but you just took their mind because you gave them a language, and now they have your mind. So if we're saying that language dictates one mind, then no one will ever own their own mind because we will have to have one language to speak to each other. It don't make sense, bro.
And let me make this point real quick too. Here's what we have to understand, and here's why the way we utilize the Bible is so powerful. The Bible gives us simple and yet at the same time intricate instructions on how to reach our people on their level. The Bible says become all things to all men. You can't become all things to all men if you ain't speaking the same language as them. Your brother that's asleep, even though you might have your own language, like we deal with the Hebrew.
Let me ask you a question. Let me ask you a question, Guerrilla.
So you gotta reach them on a level where they can understand you. But go ahead. Let
me ask you a question, Guerrilla. How old is the Bible?
The Bible, as we see it today.
Right. How old is the Bible?
As we have it today, 400 years, a little over 400 years. 400
years. That's how long we've been reading it.
Nah, well, I'm talking about compiled in the English translation as we have today, 400 years.
Right. What was we doing 500 years ago without the Bible?
We still had what the books of the Bible. We still had it, but we had it in different languages and fragments.
Let's say 2,000 years old. The Bible is 2,000 years old. What was we doing 25,000 years ago when there was no Bible on the planet?
25. You gotta prove to me that the Earth was around 25,000.
Come on, man. All I gotta do is take you to Egypt, brother. Take you to Kemet. That's proof right there. That's proof right there. All you gotta do is look at. Come on, brother. I know you know better than that, man.
Now you trying to undermine what I was saying.
Now here's the thing, real quick, before look. And here's the debate that we need to have, right? This is the debate that I want to have to end all.
I want you to answer my question first. I want you to answer my question first. What was we doing 2,500 years ago when there was no Bible? When there was no Bible on the planet? When there was no Quran on the planet? What was we doing then?
We still had a system. You have to understand the Bible was written the Bible was created to write down our system and set it in stone. Now, here's a debate that needs to happen. Mayat versus Torah. The Kemetic system versus the system of Israel. Which one is more expedient for our people?
I like that.
And which one is imperfect?
Yeah, that's powerful.
That's the debate I want to have because I feel like we ain't got to do the debates after that,
I just introduced the Israelite mystery system to the people. The mystery system is what Israel used, just like the Kemetic system. It's a system which tells you exactly what it is in life. And salvation is the key to all this conversation. Because the question comes to, do you believe this is the only life we live or exist in? Or once we go into the ground or we die, do we have an afterlife? Do we go to a heaven or a hell? Or do we go and confess 42 negative confessions to someone on the other side? So if you don't understand that, or you don't comprehend the salvation of one's soul, then what are you trying to live righteous for? What are you trying to do right for? You know, what are you afraid of? Because you died? Everybody died, so you shouldn't be afraid of that. So if you're saying that I believe it's something on the other side, then you need to understand what that mysterious thing is. And that's what we got to talk about. Kemetic science speak on it. Israelite science speak on it. It's the mystery system. It's a continuation of it.
Check this out. I want to get back to this right here with Guerrilla. I don't want to let him off the hook. What was we doing 2,500 years ago before there was a Quran and before there was a Bible? What rules and laws we was going by then? That's the point that, hold up. That's the point that I'm getting to. And when you look at the animals on the planet, when you say we have dominion over them and we smarter than the animals and we can do this, but the animal, the lion don't need a book into learning how to be a lion. You see, the giraffe don't need a book and read how to be a giraffe. They just be a goddamn giraffe. If we are the most intelligent beings on the planet, why do we need a book to shape our morality, to tell us how to live on the planet when we just, all we got to do is just be, and it is? Answer that question, brother.
I'm so happy you asked, because that's the greatest question. I've been waiting for a motherfucker to ask me that question right. Now watch this. Now look.
Go ahead.
Here's what we have to understand about the scriptures. When you really break, especially the Torah down, what it is the instructions of how to properly interact with nature. Everything in the Torah is telling you how to properly interact with nature. See, Ali Muhammad, well, really, before I even get to Ali Muhammad, Ankh makes this point. He says it all the time. You can't fuck with nature, yo. That's what he always say, right?
That's right.
And that's true. You can't fuck with nature, right? Now, what the Torah is telling you as a black man is how to properly interact with nature. For example, in our natural state, if a black man take a razor to his face, what's going to happen? It's going to be bumps all on his face, right? Now, some brothers don't got that now, but that has probably to do with mixing, intermingling in their lineage, you know, in their DNA. But in our most natural state, a razor to our face is going to make our face break out with bumps. The Bible tell you what? Don't shave your face. You know what I'm saying? I mean, and that's just the most minuscule example of it. When you get into the laws of, like the Torah tells you to practice something called a land Sabbath, right? You till the land for 6 years. On the 7th year, you stop tilling it. You let that land rest. You move to a different part of the land, and you do it. People, like Kemetic people say, oh, you Israelites, you nobodies, you nomads. We was being nomadic because we knew how to interact with the earth properly to where it was constantly replenishing itself, and we weren't overworking it like the white man does, and now you get the state that the earth is in. Now the crops ain't yielding like they're supposed to be. So what the Torah is designed to do is to teach us the proper and most expedient way to interact with nature. Now, as far as the book goes, if you go to Jeremiah, the 31st chapter, the ultimate goal is to basically that everything that's in this book, we won't need the book anymore because we will naturally do the things that are in the book. And what it's all about is getting back to our true nature. In Ecclesiastes, it tells us man was created upright, but they go aside because of many inventions. Our people and people in general have been inventing things that have been detrimental to us and cause us to go against nature. And the whole thing is getting us back to the Torah system, which properly interacts us with nature and learning it to a point where we don't got to read it in the book, to where it's natural for us to do the right and righteous thing.
And before it was written in the book, it was oral. And all we doing now is that somebody wrote it in a book. So it's the same information, like you say, animals, the generation before the next generation teach them what a water hose is, what it is, and that is. And all it did is our ancestors wrote it in a book and started saying, well, every year we let it rest on the 7th year. So then it's written in the book. Now you know the history of how to till the land, how to deal with this, how to properly do these things because they wrote it in the book. That's why information is what it is today. You have people recording history and saying we did this last year. That's why you get censors and stuff. Well, last year we did this. We had this many people in this area, so and so. And this year we have this, so we have to put more cars or more things for this
and
people.
What that is, if I could add to that real quick, that's a good point. What that is what we see in Ecclesiastes, which is written by King Solomon, right? It's observational science. All people are scientists by nature, right? But the first and most primitive form of science is observational. You observe the world around you. You do experiment. Okay, this is like the little kid putting his hand on the burner. You looking at it, you touch it. Okay, hey, I can't do that no more. You see, that's a science. That's a science experiment. So what our ancestors did was observe science, and really, the Most High basically gave us the guidelines on how to interact with nature. For example, you can break down the science of why it's very unhealthy to eat pork. You know what I'm saying? You can sit here and tell me, well, pork does this, it causes this, this, and that. Or you could just listen to the Most High who told you off top, hey, look, don't eat the shit. You know what I'm saying?
No scavenging. No scavenging.
Exactly. Hey, I see the young king right there.
What's up, young king? Chess players?
Agua.
But yeah, that's what it is. It's just people documenting things that they once told people. So therefore, if somebody died and they don't disperse the information before they die, you open up the book and look and say, oh, this is what they was talking about we supposed to do. Like you find in the scriptures where they was doing all kind of things till they found the book of the law. And once they found the book of the law, they said, oh, now we know how to do this because we have the book that explains and break down in details what the most intelligent one of us knew. I mean, we see this in the Thundercats. When you was younger, you watched Lion-O pull up the sword and he started talking to what's the dude named Shabo or whatever, and he started telling them about what
Africa.
Thundera was.
Africa, give me a cup.
Oh, Jesus, man. We learn this stuff as children on TV and cartoons and movies and stuff. So, I mean, at the end of the day, like I said, I lived 19, 20 years without the Bible. And I exist and I dealt with people and everything without hearing any text, that determined anything to me because I didn't want to hear the hypocrites and I didn't want to believe what they said. So I still existed. I still interact with people and I had love for people just like I got love for now. Ain't nothing changed but certain things like the dietary law and keeping certain days and doing different things. That's the only thing. So when you asked me the other night why I ain't wearing garments and stuff and doing this and that, it's just simple. I stayed me, but I gained some knowledge. When you gain some knowledge, you don't have to change your dress, this, that, and the other.
But if you saying you believe in the book, you do have to change it because it tells you about your fringes.
Well, that's all.
And it also tell you
to
kill the old man.
Yo, let me ask you, Israel, let me ask you, what made you become a Hebrew Israelite? When did you start noticing you was a Hebrew Israelite? Why did you become a Hebrew Israelite?
Well, as I said...
And hold on. What was you before a Hebrew?
I wasn't nothing. My mother and father didn't cause us to go to church and do none of that stuff.
No, listen to me again. Listen to me again. You was something, my brother. Don't never say I was nothing. You was something. That what you calling nothing is really something. You just got to figure it out.
It really is nothing.
I never classified myself as anything.
Okay.
I was just me. I didn't have to be nothing for.
So who taught you about Hebrew? So who taught you about
it? Never joined an organization, nothing like that, because I didn't need nothing to define me. I was me.
Right. So what made you become a Hebrew?
Well, dealing with this perspective right here, as I said, I started listening to the Israel God tape ministry. And more than anything, I wanted to learn about Jesus because I heard as a youngster that he died for our sins. And I know I was doing all kind of sins, screwing people, shooting guns.
I want to tell you something, Hebrew, and I want you to be ready for this, man. Strap up. Put on your seatbelt. You are really a Christian and don't know it, brother.
A lot of people call me that.
See? There you go.
Listen.
You're a Christian, brother.
Listen. The first Christians was the first ones to follow Jesus Christ, which was Peter, Luke, Mark, and all them people. They called them Christians first in Antioch. So the first Christian were Israelites. when the Romans took the word and co-opted, then they changed it with the Council of Nicaea and all of that. But Christians kept Jewish customs. That's why Paul talked to the people, you know what I'm saying, on the Sabbath day. And they came back to the place they was at, the synagogue, to hear the next Sabbath day. The first Christians were Israelites. Now,
I'm going to say something, right, that's going to make...
Let's get that straight. Hold up, let's get that straight. I
Go
don't
ahead.
know if Guerrilla Hebrew will say so, or if he agree, but Guerrilla. By biblical text, when we go to Acts, who was the first people to be called a Christian?
The ones in Antioch, the apostles and such.
And the apostles was who?
It was Israelite, Hebrew Israelite.
So the first Christians was that. So if I'm a Christian based on just basic biblical text, then I am the truest form of a Christian, an Israelite that follow Christ. That's all that is.
Right, right. See, you're a Christian. That's what I know. That's what I was talking about. And you just bear witness to it. You just bear witness to it. But now I'm about to say something, right? The Spirit brought this to me. And I'm not getting spooky on y'all. I'm not getting spooky. When I say the Spirit, I'm talking about this. It just came into my thinking, to my mind. Think about this right quick. And I know the people in the chat room going to go crazy when I say this. They just got to understand what I mean. Jesus Christ was a white man. Uh-oh, look at y'all. Look at y'all. Look at y'all. No, hold on. Let me tell you what I mean by that. What we need to do is stop trying to make Jesus black. Just like our people try to make Santa Claus black. Man, let the white man have his Jesus. Jesus came out of the mindset of the white man. So I'm guilty of it too. I used to say, oh, nah, Jesus ain't a white man. But see, what we have to understand is Jesus came out of the mindset of the white man who created him and shaped and molded him and painted a picture of whoever I want to call him, Michelangelo, or painted his cousin. That's that white man, Jesus. Hold up. Go ahead.
At the end of the day, we're not supposed to deal with images. So the image of Jesus would not be black, white, or this, that, or other. So if someone gave you an image and told you that Jesus was a white man and you fell for that, it's because you didn't follow the first law. Don't make no image and don't worship no image.
Right. You know why? You know why they told you that? You know why they told you that? Because they don't want you to follow the real image. That's why they told you that in that book. Do not make no image, because when you go into Kemet, you're going to see the image of them big-nosed Africans, brother. You're going to see you're going to look at the Sphinx, or what they call Haramaki, and you're going to see them big nose.
All you talking about now is people making images of themselves. So if I wanted a God and I was going to make a God, and even if I was making them up in my head, he would look like me. I wouldn't make him look like nobody else.
Right.
I might even do like Malachi York. I might put my face up on everybody.
But look. But that's my point, Israel. Check it. That's why I said the white man, that Christ is a white man. Let them have their white Jesus Christ. We're not talking about Yahshua. They talking about Jesus. You see what I'm saying? Jesus is the Greek term. That's the Greek word, right or wrong? So you let so Jesus is a white man. What we got to do is stop. Hold on. What we got to do is stop following the white man, Jesus. You see?
Can I show you something, son?
Go ahead, brother.
Now, look, I got a lecture I'm getting ready to do. It's called The Genesis of White Supremacy, right?
Right.
Where I'm going to scriptures and history, and I'm going to show where the system of white supremacy actually began to be implemented. Now, watch it. In the Book of Wisdom of Solomon, right? This is told. It prophesies about how the white man was going to come paint himself. Watch this. It's Wisdom of Solomon 14, starting at 16. Thus, in process of time, an ungodly custom grown strong was kept as a law, meaning, they forced this image on everybody, right? And graven images were worshipped by commandments of kings. That graven image was that white Jesus. Verse 17, whom men could not honor in presence because they dwelt far off. They took the counterfeit of his visage, the painting of him, right, from far, and made an express image of a king whom they honored, to the end of that by this forwardness they might flatter him that was absent as if he were present. So what that is telling us is how they were going to paint this white man, and they were going to take his ass all over the world and force everybody into worshiping him. You see what I'm saying? Which is cold. Like when you read things like this, this is how you know the scriptures are real. how did they rewrite this thousands of years ago, and then we you know what I'm saying, we see it come to pass exactly as it's written. Exactly as it's written. Oh, my apologies.
Today is Africa birthday. This is my daughter right here, y'all.
How you doing?
Salam, sis.
Happy birthday to you.
Thank you.
Today is Africa birthday. So that's showing you I ain't got nothing against Africa. I named my daughter Africa. That's her name.
Right.
So you see, I'm not caught up on no damn Africa. You know, that's her name.
She a teenager now?
Yeah, she a teenager now.
Okay.
Her and her brother. Her and her brother. The day is her birthday. She's a twin.
You the one that bought a lot of bullets and stuff?
Say that again?
Arsenal up, right?
Yeah.
You see that picture on Facebook with that daddy with his daughter at the prom thing with his M16 or whatever? Like, I wish you would.
So that's why when we hear things like with King Noble talking that nonsense about, you know what I'm talking about. Go ahead, baby.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
You know, with King Noble talking that foolishness, that's
Well,
my daughter.
I might have a show on that, and I'm going to open up the phone lines and let everybody come over there and voice their opinion on that revolutionary act. It seems as anything that's illegal, he says revolutionary because it's going against the government.
Right.
Yeah.
It's a
Right.
lot of craziness, man.
But let me ask you, Israel, while I got you on here, because I didn't get a chance to interview you the other day. Let's talk a little bit about your debate, brother. What happened, man?
Oh, no, I want a full interview, son.
All right, you want a full interview?
Yeah, I at least need anything on over 30 minutes to just
All
my
right.
purposes down.
All right, we'll give you an hour tonight, man. Tonight. Let's get it in tonight. To
Okay.
really go in and break down what happened, because let me tell you something. They saying now that Dr. Ma'at was off topic, but I spoke to her and she broke it down why she brought in DNA. And she said her reasons for bringing in the DNA topic was to prove to the people that we are not Hebrew Israelites. And being that we are not Hebrew Israelites, then the God of the Hebrews are the enemy to us. And that was her explanation for that. So I say she was not off topic, brother. She was proving a point. What you should have did, brother Israel Doctrine, was prove to her that DNA is false. See, you wasn't thinking fast. You could have smashed her on that topic by saying, hold on. You got on red, black, and green. You talk about the white man is the devil. The white man is our enemy. But now you want to believe in something just to make it fit your point. You can't have it both ways. And you could have shut down that whole DNA argument. See, you wasn't quick.
That stuff was designed by Ngozi and she had her DNA papers, all that stuff. So if I would have tried to argue with her on that, she had that stuff already planned out. Now, seeing that it wasn't truly a part of the debate, if I followed that, right, if I followed those premises that she was laying, then I would have made myself.
What happened? What happened to you, man?
I think he froze out.
Yeah, I can't hear you, brother.
He'll about to call back in.
Yeah, he's calling back in right now.
Okay.
But you understand my point, right, Guerrilla? Don't
Yeah,
wait
yeah.
until after the joint is over to say, oh, she talked up. Nah, dude, you was supposed to attack the hell out of that right
and
there.
what I would have did, now I understand why his thought process for not addressing it, but just me personally, even though it was kind of off topic, I would have just got at it real quick, just to knock it down,
Right.
The idea is when somebody's throwing blows, either put out a blanket statement to soften the blow or totally counterpunch it. You know what I'm saying? Even though it's kind of off topic, what happened is it got over the crowd. So what you got to do is just get the crowd back. But I understand why he opted out of addressing.
Well, I'm going to say it. I'm going to keep it real. Dr. Ma'at bust that ass from what I see. You know what I'm saying? Dr. Ma'at put a spanking on the Hebrew. But see, then again, I told Ma'at, and I told her this. I said, you really can't get credit for beating up a Hebrew Israelite because I don't see him as a Hebrew Israelite. You got to go up in the ring with a real Hebrew Israelite that's going to come with their own Bible. He didn't even bring his own damn Bible, bro. How can you be a Hebrew and you going into battle and you ain't got your #1 weapon of war with you?
See me anywhere. You see me on the clock working for the white man. I got this in my pocket, man. You know, anywhere I'm at, this is on me, man.
That's right.
Sword, you know?
Yeah. You already know. Yeah, brother. Go ahead, man.
I wanted to wait till he comes back so he can defend himself with what I'm about to say.
Okay.
He completely undermined what I said as far as us not having our own mind and try to make it seem like it didn't make sense.
Right.
And it makes
It makes absolute. I caught on to what you said.
And I want to go further into explanation on how what he was saying, that we'll never have our own mind, and yes we will if we sitting down and we are a people. And we having to sit down, and I'm glad you said something about observation, Guerrilla, because that which is, it always is. And that consistency of what we see makes it coming from our own mind,
and real quick, brother,
we are all seeing.
Real quick, and it's cool that you said that, because the book that I mentioned about the observational science, it literally says that which is that which shall be in that same book. So it's real spiritual, the things that's coming out your mouth right now, brother. So,
and I just got the feather mind, my brain just tingled from you saying that. So yeah, it's real, man. From us making an observation, we can tell that we are our own people just by being able to see the same thing. If I'm looking at something, if you seeing something different, and you must be not of my people. If you look and you seeing something different, you can't be of me. And I for me to see something, my eyes, I consider that my own mind. And this is going without even speaking. You know what I'm saying? I don't have to speak to you to make an observation. I don't even have to know what the word observation is in order to have sight or see. You know what I'm saying? These words is another limiting inhibitor on what actually is. So I think a lot of when we start getting into words and trying to define things, I think we actually get away further from the God that we actually are, because I feel we already have the ultimate knowledge, and it's when we start to adopt these understandings or these words is where we get further away from our godliness. You know what I mean? And when we're trying to identify something, put something in a category, and everything actually just is what it is. We lose the connection to where now we're trying to put it into words which cannot be put into words.
Let me ask you a question, my brother. What is it going to take? Yes, sir. All right. What is it going to take, brother, in your underestimation, for us coming together? What is it going to take for us to get together? Because I don't see that in my lifetime or my baby's eyes. I don't see it. I don't see us coming together. I don't see no unity. What do you think need to take place?
I think like the whole money thing, I shun away from it, and it goes along with what Guerrilla was talking about. Since everybody can relate to that, maybe that needs to be the foundational point, or that's everything that everybody wants. Maybe that could be the foundational marker to say, okay, let's focus around something that has to do with money, since everybody feels like they have a need or want for it. And I think that can be the unification that's needed in order to be able to spread another alternative once that type of unification takes place in reference to money, because everybody already feel like they need it. So let that be the unifying point or matter of things to create the alternative out of what is already common to, most of us.
Okay, brother Israel, what do you think is going to take for us to come together as a people?
Love and a love for righteousness more than wickedness, because that's the thing. I don't care if my physical brother, and I'm one of 7. My sister or brother, if they wicked and they doing all kind of wicked stuff, it's only so much love and companionship I can have with them, like walk around with them, talk to them. Because if you selling drugs and you out here shooting people and I'm walking with you, I'm putting my life in the danger. Because if you have an enemy and they come up, then now me and you got to fight this person. So as I said, even when me and Guerrilla was talking and stuff, and Israelites, when you have Israelites out here teaching and doing certain things and they cause a certain atmosphere amongst the people, when I say I'm an Israelite, then I have to deal with what they done already put in the hearts and the minds of people.
When you say love, brother, are you also including other nationalities, other races?
yes.
So you saying love the Chinese, love the Arabs,
Yes.
love the Mexicans,
That's what I was talking about in the
love.
debate.
Hold up, you saying love the Arabs, love the Mexicans, love the
That's what I was talking
Chinese,
about in the debate.
love the Korean. Is that what you
That's
telling
what I was
us?
talking about in the debate.
Hold up, say that again.
That's what I was talking about in the debate.
Oh,
It's
you
all
came with a
conversation.
message of love?
Yes. Look, let me I mean, a friend would love you, right? As she said, I hit the John 3:16, right? So God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten son. Now one can laugh at that, but that's a message of love, right?
Boy, oh boy.
You choking on that one, Sinetta.
I'm not
Is that not a
choking.
message of love?
I'm looking at you, and it's hard to. I mean, I think I need to start sharing my screen with you. There's a book called Without Sanctuary. Have you ever saw that book?
I wouldn't know. Even if
Well,
I
you
did.
can go and look that up on your own. Go and look up the book Without Sanctuary. They're going to show you the pictures that's in there. A picture says 1,000 words. And on the back of the book, it tells you their story on what they did to you and what they did to your people.
Well, I got the Black Holocaust and all that stuff. I got books dealing with slavery and what they did. Have you ever seen Goodbye, Uncle Tom? When they was in Haiti, with the guns knocking the teeth out.
Brother, listen to me. Let's look at me. Look at me for a minute. I'm the one that brought that out in the street, brother.
Okay,
I brought that to the street.
Thank
I
you.
put that on the streets, man.
Well, then
Man,
don't act like I don't know, because if you put it out there, you know what I already got then, or already seen.
Wow, and you still talking about, and you still, hold on, I want to deal with Israel for 1 minute, man. We need to,
another dance right quick.
yeah, so, I mean, is that your message, brother? That's a
Yeah.
poison type of teaching. That's a
No.
poison teaching.
This the thing. This the same thing we was now. Listen. We finna get real right quick.
Go
Right?
ahead.
We got Guerrilla Hebrew here, right? We got you. Now we had a conversation on the phone. That I think this brother was on here too. What's your name again, brother? I skipped my mind right quick.
Scotty, man. No, this
We
Scotty.
was talking about the rape of a white woman in the black community, right? Now
remember
listen. Let me show you love, and let me show you how this works, right? Guerrilla Hebrew. What is your mother's nationality?
Caucasian.
She's Caucasian, right? Now you
Either
saying he gotta hate white people, he gotta hate his mother. But check it out. If he come to New York and do a debate on the stage, right? And say, for instance, his mother won't come. You headed to the debate, you see somebody trying to rape his mother, but because she's Caucasian, you say, oh, the hell with her. I'm not finna jump in on that situation. That's a white woman. Then you would just have this brother, mother, in a messed up situation. See, so you have to play
So
all
what? But
angles
so
of
what?
life.
I wouldn't be mad at him if he did that. To be honest with you.
No, but see, no, but hold on. Number one, I would not have done that, especially if I knew that that was the Guerrilla Hebrew mother. That's totally different. You see what I'm saying? Because I know the gorilla. So if I know that's his mother, of course I wouldn't be able to stand by and let that go down like that. Because I know that that's his mother, and I fuck with the gorilla. You see what I'm saying? That's an unfair question right there, brother.
Nah, that's the way you presented the question to me. All I'm saying now.
And if I could say this, go ahead.
That's it. This all I'm saying now. If you knew it was or wasn't, then it's the same thing apply because it's somebody's mother. But you saying, just like I told you that night when you spoke of Khalil, right? We spoke of Mr. Muhammad, right? That killed even the babies, right? Because even the babies will grow up and eventually be that threat, right? So at the end of the day, when you don't have love like that and you won't do for one what you would do for the other, which Jesus break it down and give a parable, the Good Samaritan. The Good Samaritan was a person that came by. He wasn't an Israelite. It was an Israelite left there, beat up, robbed. 2 Israelites passed by, didn't help him at all. The Good Samaritan picked him up, took him somewhere, told the man, look, take this money and take care of this man. And if it's not enough when I get back, I'll give you some more money. This is the parable, and this is what Jesus was teaching, right? You can say it's a white man or whatever, But this is what the book teaches. If you go by the Bible, then you have to deal with all the doctrines and teachings in them. And that's what I do. So if any Israelite don't like that or don't want to do that or say that Jesus in the New Testament is a Greek God and we shouldn't have that type of love based upon that parable of forgiving your enemies, then I don't know what to say. My people is crazy.
Oh, and can I respond to that, son?
No. Let the brother first. Let the brother respond. Then you, Guerrilla. Go ahead.
Okay, all right.
Go ahead, brother Scott. It's on you.
I was just gonna say, man, we've been talking about this love my enemy stuff for so long, man. And we just been kicked around and oh Jesus, we call it Jesus getting slapped in the face, getting raped, all these types of things done to us. We call it on Jesus. Man, what? Come on, man. You talk about crazy, nigga. You crazy for doing that shit. Talk about some Jesus shit while you getting slapped in the mouth.
Who just slapped you in the mouth?
Crazy, nigga.
Hold up, Israel, let him talk. Israel, let him talk.
But you just talking about love my enemy stuff, though. Get out of here, man. You going against your own. I got some too. I go back to the mouth. You want to pull? I got some artillery too. Okay, I got some things too. We ain't gonna go there. But you talking all this love my enemy stuff. You going against? You contradicting yourself, man. You contradicting yourself, bruh. How you gonna go here and talk about, oh, love thy enemy, and now I got a shotgun? Nigga, you supposed to be loving your goddamn enemy. What you talking about a shotgun for?
Now hold up, Israel, hold on. Hold up, brother.
You're bipolar as hell, man.
Hold up, Scott, and Bob. Hold up, Scott.
That's why you hate yourself.
Hold on, brothers. Hold on. Israel, I got a feeling.
Light-skinned niggas always want to be the hardest.
All right, hold on, Israel.
Hey, I can't help what happened to my ancestors, bro. I can't do nothing about that. I can do something about it today.
But Israel, let me say this. That was really hypocritical just now because you pulled the goddamn shotgun on your brother, but you talking about love the white man. You just said we need to love the white man.
All I'm telling you is no white man and nobody's going to come and smack me. I ain't never had a man smack me. My motto is you smack me, you should shoot me. Because I'm willing to die if somebody put their hand in my face.
That don't make sense, man. You talking love my enemy.
But he's saying that contradicts your whole premise, though.
That's right.
No. The premise is, look, what we talking about here is what I said in the debate, right? I said in the debate, I showed.
Ho. Time out. Everybody. I'm glad somebody put it in the chat room, and I want to get back to it. What was we doing before Jesus came in the Bible? I want to get back to that. Let's get back to something serious. What was we doing before Jesus came in the Bible? Come on, my brother.
So, we pretty much talked about the oral tradition that we had, and we wrote down the oral tradition, which is now passed on as the Bible. But
what was the oral tradition? What was it?
The Torah.
No, brother. No, brother. I'm talking about before the books came, before the Torah, before there was a Quran.
That's what it was.
The Torah was written down. We was following the Torah, the laws of the Torah fundamentally. Then we had it written down. Then also we have history and prophecies that was written down. But real quick, let me touch on what was just being spoken about a little bit because a lot of pivotal things was being said. Now watch this real quick. Israel brought up the situation of what if you seen a white woman who happened to be my mother getting raped on the side of the street, right? Would you have intervened? Now watch this. This brings me to a real life situation. I seen a brother, right, getting into it with a cracker on the bus when I was on my way to camp to teach, right? Now it was a woman at that, a cracker woman. She straight called the brother's woman a nigger right live on the bus. So the brother pushed his woman back and cocked back his fist to knock that white woman out, right? I immediately jumped up and grabbed him. Not to save the white woman, to save the brother. Because if that brother would have knocked that white woman out, he would have gone in jail. Same situation, my grandfather, when he was a sergeant in the army, he seen a young private getting ready to beat down some white general. He grabbed it, he knocked that brother out. But he said, if I knock him out, I save him from going to damn military prison. So, you gotta know how to discern certain situations.
That's what I brought up that night, and that brother agreed with me. Because I brought the same thing. I said, Sarnetta, you should stop that just to save that brother's life. Because if they find his DNA and stuff, he finna go locked up in the hole. And he don't need to be locked up in the hole for trying to get some white pussy.
Now, what did I tell you? If Brother Sarnetta go up in the goddamn alley to stop a brother from trying to rape a white woman,
they would knock Sarnetta.
You goddamn right, because that white woman would turn around and say, he did it. All you niggas look alike. All you niggas look alike. He did it. I'm minding my damn business.
Nah, and
that's what I'm talking about.
I can't knock you for that. But here's what I will say, too, getting on this loving everybody stuff, right? This is Jeremiah 2:25. Withhold thy foot from being unshod and thy throat from thirst, but thou saidest, there is no hope. No, for I have loved strangers, and after them will I go. When we loving these people and going after these damn people, it always leads to our downfall and destruction. Now we also have to deal with love. And
do you love your mother, man?
Hold on,
you
real
love
quick,
your
real
mother.
quick.
Your mother is not a Hebrew Israelite.
No, I don't. And y'all can look at me any way for it until you live 23 years with this damn woman. Then you can tell me that I should love her still. That's period.
Do you honor her?
That's
do you
period.
honor her?
That's period. No, I don't. And you can say whatever you want to me for that.
Now, let me say this. Hold on. First of all, hold on, brother. Hold on. First of all, my man, Israel Doctrine, you got to understand that you are what your father is. He came out of his father's womb first, planted into her. Planted into her. He came out of his father. All right? All right, Israel Doctrine. He is what his father is, not what his mother is. All right? His mother was just the means to carry him into, to bring him into the world. But he came out of his father. All right? So you need to understand that.
The book still says under your mother and your father. If you're not under your mother and father, you're not keeping the law.
Now I'm gonna show you this, right? Now I'm gonna show you, and people wonder why. Since I was a little kid, I knew the white man was devil, right? My mother will come into a situation and literally play divide and conquer within my household, divide my siblings between each other. Our father always playing the same divide and conquer game, the drunk with power game that the so-called white man has played throughout the whole earth. I've had a bird's eye view of the entire white race my whole life. So can't nobody tell me the white man is not the devil, because I've seen it firsthand. My so-called relatives, all of these people, innate nature is to be the devil and to tear down every goddamn thing. Now, what I want to deal with is the concept of love real quick. Biblically, let's go to the Torah. Leviticus 19:17. Thou shalt not hate thy brother in thine heart. Thou shalt in any wise rebuke thy neighbor and not suffer sin upon him. So when we actually understand the biblical definition of love, it is to not let your brother do wicked and evil things. That's what love is. So you talking about loving everybody, we got to love each other. Even if you want to say loving everybody, we got to love each other and stop each other from doing the wrong thing and keep each other on the right path before we can go any further. And real quick to the question Sarnetta brought out about what do we see happening for our people to finally come together is, in my opinion, divine intervention. Something major is going to have to occur in order for all of us as people to look at each other.
You what to do. Jesus told you what to do.
Listen, exactly. But is everybody going to follow that? No. So until there is divine intervention and a major catastrophic thing occurs, that's when everybody's going to say, well, damn, I got to look at this is my brother, and we got to get together, and we're going to have to go fight our enemies, which is
primarily. And see, only reason why I made mention to money as far as being the foundational point of our unification is because we all got that in our pockets right now. If we can form some type of plan that's based around money and is geared towards an alternative way of being without, it's first to get the interest of people. Ain't nobody I talk to ain't interested in that green. Nobody. So that's itself. We can build on that. We can use that very thing.
Money. A lot of people love money and sell
I'm not even talking about the love of money. I'm just saying what people have interest in, bro. That is a common crisis that we all deal with and we face, and I feel like that can be the unifying ground for us creating an alternative, like creating up these sanctions to where we have certain programs to where we can establish
Right, but
things
what you
to
gonna do
work our
about-
way out.
What, are you a Hebrew Israelite?
Bro, I don't even
I'm
know
just
what that
asking.
is, man. I don't know what that is, man.
You don't claim it, right? So now
I am.
listen,
I am. I'm not even
asking,
Scotty.
listen.
I'm not my name. I'm not a name. I'm the flesh and blood.
But
I'm
I'm
the
just
living. I'm
asking you
street.
that to deal with
That's what
something.
I am. I am that I am.
That to deal with something. Let me deal with something.
I see you, son.
Let me deal with something. So now, how you gonna work finances out with Israelites that say the hell with the African or anybody that's not an Israelite? How you gonna get money with them? You think they gonna sit down at the table with you and they doctrine is I don't.
They're doing it right now.
Y'all get money
No,
together.
they fuck with him. They fuck with him.
Doing it right
Because
now.
understand something. A Hebrew Israelite, no matter what his ideology is, we still see him as our brother. He's one of us. He came over here on the boats with us. So we know even if he doesn't acknowledge his identity, he's still one of us. We still look at him like that. And like I said, I would sit down at the financial table with him. I have financial institutions
How
that
you
I
know
set
you're
up
a
that I'll
Hebrew
bring
Israelite?
down.
And I'm not
Dr. Mayat, hold up. Now I gotta go to Dr. Mayat argument. Where's his DNA test that show he's not an African then? He may be an
Listen,
African.
that-
He
listen,
do a
all of
DNA
our
test.
DNA,
He
all
might
of our
prove that
DNA
he's an African.
Listen, Israel doctor, here's what you don't understand about DNA. All of our DNA and the Jewish actual gene and DNA is all African. All of it. If you look up any of that DNA, it'll say it's an African
Well,
DNA.
let's be more specific. It might say he's Ham. He might be one of the
There's no
Pharaoh's
DNA
grandsons.
test to say you a Hamite. There's no DNA test to say you a Hamite.
There's no DNA test to prove that.
No.
So Dr. Mayat lied.
Dr. Maya proved her DNA was from Cameroon. That doesn't prove that she's not an Israelite.
Because it could have been an Israelite, right?
There's communities of tens of thousands of people in Cameroon that say that they came from Israel. Are they lying? Shoot, see, and that's the thing, and that's what you could have hit her with to kill all of that. And you got the Limba tribe, which have already proven been recognized by the Jewish community as Israelite, as well as Ethiopia. I mean, but like I said, the E1B1A DNA, which is the Jewish DNA, is an African DNA and is found more in
So let me
Africans than
ask
it
you
is in
this.
Jewish people.
Let me ask you this. Is all blacks in America Hebrew Israelites?
In general, the majority are. Not every single one of them, but the majority are, and in general they are.
But see, this is what I mean.
It's not one
Hold
black.
up, Israel. This is what I'm talking about. This is what I mean by when y'all start dealing with this religious stuff. Because the Moors say the same damn thing, that all of us are Moors. They will tell you, Israel, Guerrilla, and the brother Scott, they will say that we are all Moors. You got brothers like Imam Bashir will tell you that we are all Muslims. Even the goddamn sun is a Muslim. Everything in life, creation, is a Muslim. You will have the Hebrews tell you that we are all Hebrews. You see? So in order for us to really come together, brother, we got to start taking these titles off our back. And that goes for the Kemetic. Brother, hold on, Israel. That goes for the Kemetic brothers too, brother. All right? We are not no damn ancient Kemetic people. We're not the same people. We are our own people now. And I'm saying that we need to study these doctrines and don't try to apply it to our real life in real time. Because when we do that, we get caught up in it and thinking that this is us and this is the real deal. That's not who we were, brother. We are our own people now. Why is it so hard for us to understand that?
But let me say this. When I said love, right, and Guerrilla said we got to start loving ourselves, right? Once we start with us, right, then we go to the next dark-skinned race. Eventually, we can start loving everybody. I know the white man going to be the last one on the list for y'all, right? I mean, but it's all good. If y'all, I mean, that's racism, man. It's reverse racism.
Brother, number one, check this out. Check this out. When you say we're going to start, I'm never going to start loving everybody. I love my people. Hold up, brother. When people talk, you got to relax. I love me and my people first and only. I'm never going to have an open heart to love every goddamn body.
That's right.
I don't know where you get this nonsense from, and I'm not teaching my children to love every damn body. Why do we got to be the only one to love everybody? Huh? What you need to do, Israel Doctrine, is go over there to our African brothers and teach them how to love everybody. Go over there to your Caucasian brothers and teach them how to love everybody. But don't you come to me telling me that I need to learn how to love everybody. In your book, your Bible, right now, hold on. I think it's in the book of Deuteronomy or Ecclesiastics. I'm not correct, but the Hebrew going to correct me on this. It says there's a time and a season for everything.
Ecclesiastes 3.
Okay, Ecclesiastes 3. See, I know it by heart. It says there's a time and a season for everything. There's a time to love, and there's a time to hate. There's a time to kill. There's a time to heal. All right, then. So why you keep going against your own goddamn book, brother? You going against your own book.
Read this scripture to you. Nice typing that 2 and 2 Guerrilla Hebrew. Smart.
I ain't talking.
I can't see your hands, but I know what you're doing. Let's read this. We go to 1 John 3, right? It said, this is the start of the earth, and this is where it's supposed to go down, right? 1 John 3 and 11. For this is the message that ye have heard from the beginning, that we should love one another. Not as Cain, who was of that wicked one, and slew his brother. And wherefore slew he him? Because his own works was evil and his brother's righteous. Marvel not, my brother, if the world hates you. We know that we have passed from death unto life, because we love the brethren. He that loved not his brother abides in death. Whosoever hated his brother is a murderer. And ye know that no murderer has eternal life abiding in him. Well, hereby perceive we the love of God, because he laid down his life for us, as we ought to lay down our life for the brethren. Now, we're going to just say brother there, but it took us all the way back to Cain and Abel, meaning every other human being that came on the earth after that supposed to have this message of love. So you can go to the Old Testament all you want, but it said from the beginning this was the message, that we love one another. If you say it's a lie, then you calling the Bible a lie, not me.
Now watch this Israel doctrine. Let's go to the biblical contextuality and identity of who your brother is. Back in Leviticus 19, I'm going to start back at 17. Thou shalt not hate thy brother in thine heart. Thou shalt in any wise rebuke thy neighbor. So your neighbor and your brother is the same thing, and not suffer sin upon him. Now watch this, verse 18. Thou shalt, now listen, I'm reading. Verse 18. Thou shalt not avenge nor bear any grudge against the children of thy people, but thou shalt love thy neighbor. So it tells us that our neighbor and our brother is the same person, and our neighbor and our brother is the children of our people, not everybody on the earth.
Check this out, Israel. Check this out, brother. Hate is a good thing. See, the white man bamboozled you.
Time for it.
Brother, can I talk? And then I'm going to let you talk, because when you talk, I don't say nothing. Hate is a good thing. The white man bamboozled us and taught us that hate was bad. All right? Hating is also a part of our attribute. Are you going to love the man that come into your house that try to kidnap you and kill your children? Are you going to have love for him? Or are you going to hate him so much that you want to, get him out of the way of your children? You see what I'm saying? We can have the same divine hate that they have for us, because hating could actually save your life, brother. We don't have enough hate in our damn heart right now. That's why we are in this condition that we are in today. See, the Chinese man hate all things around him that don't concern his people. And that's why he's successful. He's not going to spend his money with people that don't look like him. The so-called Jew is not going to spend their money with people that look like us. And Brother Polite brought this out. He's not going to spend his money with us. We are the only ones that have a love for everybody. That's why we support everybody, and we send everybody's children to college except our own, because we don't have this divine hatred for other people that come into our community. We want to have a love type of relationship. You got to stop that, Israel. Go ahead.
And if I can say too, I want to let you make your point. I just want to give a precept to justify. See, son, that going out, I'm going to give you your biblical precept real quick about the love and hate thing. This is Proverbs 11:1. A false balance is an abomination to the Lord, but a just weight is his delight. So if you are busy loving everybody, that's unbalanced. And the Most High God said that's an abomination to him. He hates that. He hates unjust. You can't just love everybody. There has to be hatred as well. It's got to be a balance.
True. What do you say, my brother Scott?
Can I read?
What you gonna read the Bible, man?
Let Israel go.
What you gonna read the Bible?
I'm going to Numbers 15 now. This is the law. This is Torah, right? And it started 15 and 15. One ordinance shall be both for you of the congregation and also for the stranger. You mean we had strangers amongst us? Right. One ordinance for both of us, meaning the law is for both of us. He is amongst us, so he's our neighbor now, from what you're saying, Guerrilla.
Now, guess what? Guess what, Hebrew? Hold up. Let me touch on that. That only goes for people who believe that. See, you believe that. I don't believe that. Hold on. Hold on, brother. Hold on to what I'm saying. See, you believe the book. You taking that book literally. Like, I'm not believing that story. That's not for me because I don't believe that. That's what you believe. You see?
That's what Guerrilla believed too. He believed Torah, this Old Testament, this first 5 books of Moses, right? So I'm talking to him more.
Hey, yo, but family. My children is getting ready to get at me. I got to get ready to get them out of here the day their birthday. I want to take them outside somewhere. You know, we're going to go enjoy ourselves for the rest of the evening. So I want to say peace and black power. Thank all of y'all brothers that came in. Thank you in the chat room. Is there any last words? I'm going to give y'all both 2 minutes. Go ahead, Israel.
Let me finish this. Numbers 15 and 16 verses. One ordinance shall be both for you and the congregation, and also for the strangers that sojourn with you, and the ordinance forever in your generations. That's every generation. As ye are, so shall the stranger be before the Lord. The stranger also. One law and one manner shall be for you and for the stranger that sojourneth with you. Strangers can sojourn with us. They have to keep our laws, statutes, and commandments also. Even when you read the law, it said your servants, which we had servants at the time, was supposed to rest on the Sabbath too. Abraham had servants. He circumcised them. That's it. When you sojourn with Israel, you become a part of Israel. That's it. That's all. Anybody say different from any Hebrew camp, I say you a lie. And anytime you want to see me, prove it.
So Israel, let me ask you, do you love the roaches that's running around your house? Do you love them or do you hate them so much that you want to kill them and get them out of there?
It's time for everything.
Answer the question, man. Do you love them roaches?
Everything.
Okay, brother. Go ahead, Guerrilla Hebrew.
Now, I'm going to prove that this brother does not have an understanding of how to contextualize the Bible. Now, watch this. He read that in Numbers. Now, watch this.
I don't mean to interrupt. What is he reading from the Apocrypha or something like that? Is that what y'all reading from?
I read from the Apocrypha when I went to Wisdom of Solomon. I'm reading out of the Bible. I'm reading out of the Torah right now.
Oh, okay.
All right. Well, watch this. This is Exodus 12 and 43, right? And the Lord said unto Moses and Aaron, this is the ordinance of the Passover. There shall no stranger eat thereof. But let's skip to verse 48. And when a stranger, listen, I'm skipping to verse 48. And when a stranger shall sojourn with Israel and will keep the Passover. Wait a minute. It just told us that a stranger cannot keep the Passover 5 verses earlier than that. What you have to understand is in the Hebrew language, there are various words for stranger, and they mean different things in different instances. You have something called a Hebrew Israelite stranger, Israelites that were born outside of Israel that used to come. Listen, I didn't interrupt you when you was talking, and I'm going to prove it. This is what I'm talking, and this is why people call him a Christian, because he's trying to save everybody, and he doesn't know how to contextualize the Bible. Now watch this. This is Numbers 1 and 51. And the tabernacle steer forward, the tabernacle where we worship at, right? The Levites shall take it down. And when the tabernacle is to be pitched, the Levites shall shut it up, and any stranger that cometh nigh shall be put to death. Any person who's not an Israelite that come near to our tabernacle, our place of worship, is supposed to be put to death, to die. So how are they coming and sojourning with us and worshiping with us? That doesn't make any sense. There's different instances of strangers in the scriptures. Now watch this. Let's go to 2nd Ezra in the Apocrypha, 3 and 36. Thou shalt find that in Israel by name have kept thy precepts, but not the heathen. So only Israelites have kept the laws of the Lord and nobody else. So this whole theory that strangers sojourn and keep the precepts, that's directly against the scriptures. It tells us that only Israelites have done so and nobody else can do so.
I just want to say this one thing. Out of all of us, I think we all have a connection with consciousness. We all of us. We can sit here and have a discussion and talk. I think the most important thing, you know, have your doctrine or whatever kind of doctrine you got. When it really comes down to it, what I think brings people together and the ability to be able to build is the likeness of the mind. This is what I consider as you knowing and the feeling of the soul or the heart. You can feel somebody's energy. You know what I'm saying? I can't. I'm not gonna speak for everybody. But for me, this identifies for me who my people are. If I can sit down and we can have a conjecture and actually respect one another, to me, you my people. If you the complexion of you this complexion or you know whatever the variation, if we can sit down and have a discussion and have a meeting of the minds, you consider to me that's you my people, because we gotta just from our minds being able to meet. To me, that's a common ground. You know, that's a form of unity for me. And to me, that's all that is necessary for us to be able to understand one another and comprehend what each other is conversing about. And I think that's the most important thing, is being able to build off the likeness of each other's mind and consciousness.
All right, and that's peace. I want to say peace and black power. Peace and black power to my people out there. Thank y'all for listening. Much love to my Hebrew Israelite brothers. All right, my Muslim brothers. Shalom. Salam.